Hi there again guys, Nilou is on her way. For those who wants to pull for her might already knew that she is heavily relay on HP. She is doing a Hydro infusion on her elemental skill and deal AoE Hydro damage on her burst. Her elemental skill could provide a 60 elemental mastery buff to her teammates called Golden Chalice's Bounty. And whenever the active character got hit by Dendro or triggering the Bloom reaction, it will create bountiful cores instead of Dendro cores. The cores cannot be triggered but it will pop like a grenade. So that's the short explanation for her kit. As per today, her multiplier on Honey Hunter looks promising as a Hydro sub DPS character that revolving around Bloom reaction or anything to do with Dendro Hydro reaction, which I don't know why HOYO make her this way. But take it with a grain of salt as she is not yet officially released. But from the information, we could use it to prepare for what build we can put on her. Her elemental skill and burst are what she will be using, whether she is on or off the field. She can apply Hydro while off the field and buff her teammates with her passive talent. Sacrificial Sword would help her spam her elemental skill and help energy regeneration. This weapon is useful for Nilou to be a Hydro applier, and to constantly buffing the party with her passive skill. Favonia's Sword also have ER stat on it and could help Nilou to generate white energy particles that will make the rotation of the party easier. As the white particles can be distributed to all characters on the team, utilizing a quick swap team will be more practical. Next, there is Sapwood Blade. It has a decent ER stat and provide a supportive ability, which is after triggering Burning, Quicken, Aggravate, Spread, Bloom, Hyperbloom, or Burgeon, a leaf of consciousness will be created around the character for a maximum of 10 seconds. When picked up, the leaf will grant the character 60 elemental mastery for 12 seconds. Only one leaf can be generated this way every 20 seconds. This effect can still be triggered if the character is not on the field. The leaf of consciousness effect cannot stack. So these are a couple options of weapon if Nilou is to be the support on the team. However, there are few free-to-play options for Nilou to be the main DPS or sub-DPS. Iron Sting could be used if Nilou is the main or sub-DPS on the team, as it give an elemental mastery stat and also elemental damage bonus by 6% that stack twice. This weapon can be crafted for free and is recommended if Nilou is the one use for triggering elemental reaction. Ali Flash also works similar like Iron Sting, but it has less EM stat than Iron Sting and the bonus damage will be disabled for 5 seconds if the wielder take damage. Next up is the event weapon, Festering Desire. This weapon is one of the best free weapon in the game. It has an ER stat and damage bonus, increases elemental skill damage by 32% and elemental skill crit rate by 12% on R5. This will be a balance option for Nilou because it has ER on it and as her normal attack during her elemental skill is considered as elemental skill. But it's only available from the event, and I don't know will the developer make it accessible for players that had not participate. Last but not least is Harbinger of Dawn, with 42.7% crit damage on the stat and when HP is above 90%, it increases crit rate by 28% on R5. There is no denying that crit stat on artifact is hard to balance. Sometimes we got lucky, but sometimes we just need more round to get lucky. Consider that this weapon will help to balance the crit stat as we progress through the game. And who knows, that HOYO prepping a new free 4-star sword in the future that will works well with Nilou's kit. As for her artifact, there are a couple of combination available in the game. There is 4 pieces of tenacity with HP percentage and when an elemental skill hits an opponent, the attack of all nearby party members is increased by 20% and their shield strength is increased by 30% for 3 seconds. This effect can be triggered once every 0.5 seconds. This effect can still be triggered even when the character who is using this artifact set is not on the field. Please note that I have no idea yet whether Nilou's Hydro Aura could trigger the 4-piece effect of tenacity or not. And or will the time interval will work fine with her skill. If there is a tenacity laying around the inventory, better just keep it until she got released. And if it turns out to be working good with Nilou, this could be the best option for a support Nilou. 4 pieces of Gilded Dreams is not a fit option for Nilou, in my opinion, as she doesn't need an attack buff, but she could use the EM buff it's provided. As she is relay on HP, then a mix with 2 pieces of tenacity would be a better option. Next up is a mix of 2 pieces tenacity and Wanderer, or tenacity and Gilded Dreams, and or tenacity and Heart of Depth. This mixed set contains HP as a main stat and crit main stat. However, they can be a triple HP main stat if they contains a god-rolled substat of a balanced crit ratio. Because Nilou's third passive as per today on Honey Hunter is each 1000 points of Nilou's max HP above 30,000 will cause the damage dealt by bountiful cores created by characters affected by Golden Chalice's bounty to increase by 7%. Maximum increase to 300%. Surely to reach the most damage from this is by increasing her HP as much as possible. But don't forget that crit ratio also determine how big the number is and how consistent it will be. I am not quite sure if the AI pronounce it right. Is it Nilou or Nilou? Pardon me if the AI pronounce it wrong. All Nilou's kit information could change at any moment. This video is made for a way to prepare so we can save our billet and not to rush on converting the artifacts mentions to the strong box, as they might be the pieces that will be needed for Nilou. Thank you guys for making this far. I hope you get the character that you're always wanting. I hope they'll come home to you. Until next time, stay safe and have a good time.